Hello everyone and welcome to Fallen, the finale. The final gasp. Yes, we are here. Everyone is fine. Everyone is fine and functional and dandy.
You know, if you put enough socks on your hands, it can be mittens. You know what?
Oh no,
crazy,
no, we were already at the mittens.
I think
mittens.
bring back thumbs on feet.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Bring it back like it was already a thing. And
The good
fell
old
off.
days. Yep. I like 4 opposable thumbs. Yeah.
Oh, back then, yeah.
Fucking give me some thumbs on my elbows. Let's get weird with it.
When you say back then, it's like, oh, you know, in like the 60s when
Yeah.
we had 4 opposable thumbs.
The good old days, you know.
So, as everyone knows, the finale in any Space Marine episode is when we reveal that everyone's actually Alpha Legion.
My name is Alfarius.
My name is
I am Alfarius.
Legarius.
Like one of my favorite things of the Alpha Legion is, I think it's the Alfarius book, which both begins and ends with "My name is Alfarius," and this
My name is
the lie.
Alfarius. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's such a cool.
God, what was that? Was that in that book, or was that the one where it was when Dorn killed Alfarius?
I think it's
Or one
when
of them.
Yeah, when when.
Spoilers.
Although it might not be Alfarius,
Yeah, who knows?
which
Well,
is
Lord's
It's
a little
generally
unclear on this.
accepted that one of them's dead.
yes, probably.
Yeah, but it's also
Although-
generally accepted they were found way further down the line when there is proof that they were the first to be discovered.
Well, no, one of them was.
One of them
Yeah.
was. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it Omegon
On-
or was it
on
Alfarius?
I think
on
it's
Terra.
Alfarius was because Alfarius Alpha means first, Omega means last. So
Oh, right. Yeah, nobody questions that. Nobody questions that about their fucking name.
Yeah,
Like,
no, they're
you were
like-
the last ones to be found. Your name is Alfarius, and
Which
you're
is-
Omega. Nobody's gonna question that shit.
Technically speaking, the first time any of the Primarchs or any of the main Imperium knew about Alfarius is when he teleported onto Horus's ship and tried to kill him.
It's like when Alucard is revealed to be Dracula.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy whose name is Dracula backwards.
Whoa!
Well,
Didn't Alfarius just like casually go around like killing custodies, taking their armor, and seeing how close he could get to the Emperor? Like,
it was
to test the fucking defenses.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he
And
said.
that was the creation of the what's it called, the Blood Games or whatever it is, where the custodians are just like, see if you can break in. Like,
So it worked.
yeah.
They got crazy things down there.
Hello,
So-
Tangent. How are you?
This is the finale. Yay! Or boo. If you wanted more of this.
Yay, we're finally done with this shit.
I think given that and the fact that you know, we'll try to be finishing on time. Let's do our like creator outro intros now. And you can tell everyone where to find you and etc. That way we can have like a reasonably hard cut finish at the end, so we don't have to. Let's run around and we'll talk about. Let's talk about Zacodicus first. Who is Zacodicus?
Who is Scoticus? I am as Scoticus.
I need to change your link in the. I'll do that in the. I'll do that in all the videos, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. You can find me as Scoticus in all the internet places. I am playing Pius Neferi now, officially chaplain in the Fidelis Angelus 4th Company. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hell yeah.
I'm full of energy and ready to go.
Oh yeah. On to someone else who's full of energy and ready to go. Goobers and also Morgan.
Ah!
Was that Goobers or Morrigan? It could be either.
Ah!
Yes.
Hi, I'm Goobers515. I am a variety caster on Twitch. You can find me everywhere, Goobers515. Yeah, I'm playing Morkan, and somehow, I'm getting a set of Terminator armor for this next mission. So buckle up, because your boy's about to get swole.
Soon to be in a dreadnought.
Additionally, there is Rod and also Baraban.
Well, I am Rod. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Rod_Johnston, and that's where I'm on Twitter and other places like Instagram. And I do a lot of things. I have my podcast, Murder Moose, and that's about all. So you come check me out, and while I do random shit and yell at things, and I don't know, man. That's what I do.
Oh yeah. Finally, in a twist no one saw coming, there's Alfarius. Alfarius?
My wet palette.
Oh.
That's fucking great. I love that.
I'm Peachy Pixelate. This is my emotional support, Trasin. I like video games and painting. Twitch.tv/Peachy Pixelate.
Oh, speaking of Trazen, Domestic Dan is playing Rogue Traitor, and he is loving it. And he is soaking up the 40K lore, and I think he's about to convert. He's so we were talking about what we should give. I'm sorry. We were talking about what we should give Dan to be the next thing. What would be specifically tailor-made in Warhammer 40K to get Dan hooked into 40K a little bit more. And everybody, obviously even Peachy, was just like the infinite and the divine. Yeah. Dan, I think, would actually just be Trazen if he could.
Well, Trazen's an self-insert for every Warhammer collector, because he's like, I love that.
Yeah,
I probably won't do anything with it, but I did this one.
I did actually have GM Dan in a 40K show. He was an inquisitorial. He was an inquisitor, and
Didn't he make like a big glove? Thing for
he made a power fist. He punched a tank with it.
He's actually the inquisitor that we just spoke to, and now we're gonna murder him.
Yeah. That's not the name of the Inquisitor.
Wait. He was an Inquisitor, or was the Inquisitorial agent? Is that actually? God, tell me we had to kill Dan. I'll rub it in his face.
Well, no, he's not this Inquisitor, but he was an Inquisitor. And yes, I am Sheepdog, and I run the Wandering Inn. I won this place. Yes, I won it in a card game.
Congratulations.
Got gypped. But yes, if you like the show, then feel free to head on over to the website, wanderingin.net. Very cool over there. All the list of all the shows that you can watch. We've got a lot of good shows now that you can go check out. Additionally, you will see links to the Patreon. Patreon is where you can support majorly. If you want, you can pledge a little bit of money and get involved in paying the cost. And also, we're doing little bits and pieces. Next year is going to be a lot more active for the Patreon. Currently, it's mostly me introducing people to shows and having an occasional interview or so with, we've got the Duakrama editor and star pupil, why not? Safi Pai, we have an interview with her talking about her process for editing, which mainly involves falling down stairs. We also...
Literally, almost a paramedic, dude.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah. She
did a really bad act. It was really bad.
Oh no!
Pretty bad, yeah.
I had to look after her for 2 weeks and make her
my
sandwiches.
God! Couldn't tell if it was one of those things where it's like your friend falls down, you're like, or are you okay?
It was are you okay? Take some time. Don't worry about editing for a little bit. It's all gonna be fine. All good.
Got it.
During the interview, I do also make a joke about her falling down the stairs. So, it's both. It can be both.
It can be both. ¿Por qué no los dos?
Additionally, we have an interview with Josh, the other GM of the Duakrama Outlook. There were two of us, and we had a very fun... If you haven't seen Duakrama Outlook, go check it out. If you like 40K, you'll probably enjoy that show. Peachy was on it, and so was Godicus. So, if you like them, great. If you don't, then just skip the episodes they're in. It's fine.
And if you don't like me,
we're not in all of them. So
Yeah, no, not all
yeah.
of them.
barely in it at all, really.
Yeah.
I just want to.
yeah,
I just
show
want to call.
stealer.
I just want to raise my hand and go. If there's ever another alien thing, please, please, please. Aliens like literally my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. But yes, the GMing, we talk about how we came to the idea and what we did. Essentially, both me and Josh sat down in a Discord call, watched Aliens, and then was like, "You take that one, I take this one," and that was the creation process. Weirdly, Josh got the action-packed Marines one. I got the atmospheric horror one. So.
They got both movies and went, now kiss.
No.
Keith.
Really good.
Yes, aside from that, oh yes, I did almost forget. There is the super chats. While we're live here, feel free to drop a super chat if you like. I will read them out at the end. You can ask questions to the cast. You can ask questions to me. You can throw it at me while I'm actually talking about the super chats. And we'll chat about them at the end. The final thing to talk about before we get into the show is essentially the obviously we're going on a little bit of a short hiatus over Christmas, over New Year's. We'll be back after that. Probably either the week after New Year's or the week after New Year's. We'll be coming back with a show. It is a Sisters of Battle show, and I'm not going to announce the cast yet, just because we're still finalizing the details, and I don't want to like lock anyone into feeling like they have to be in the cast, just in case the timings don't work out and etc. However, what I can tell you is the name of the show, and the name of the name of the show is Conventual Warfare. Which is
conventual.
Yes, so it's not conventional, conventual. Which is conventual is having to do with a convent and etc. So,
Brilliant.
Everyone was guessing it was going to be called Nuns with Guns.
I mean, I could have called it Nuns with Guns, and I was like, honestly, I was sitting there and I was thinking, I want to call this something really, really cool. However, as I was trying to think up a name, Conventual Warfare popped in my head, and I was like, I can't not call it that, because that's fucking genius, and I'm not very often fucking genius.
Nuns with Guns is a fucking 70s exploitation film. If
oh yeah, that's true. I just announced the name of the Sisters of Battle show, Goobs. It's Conventual Warfare, as in like convent UL.
That's elegant and funny as shit.
You just got blessings from Bricky, dude.
Oh damn!
And he loves the sisters.
I fucking hate you, Peachy. You're such a dick.
In Peachy's defense, it kind of is your fault for looking like Bricky.
I just love whenever there's a conversation about like, oh, hey, Bricky said some like funny Warhammer stuff. Like they just always in the Discord, like, here, what was it? The 16th, Bricky, is a labia like a Warhammer novel or something? He said that in a Twitch chat somewhere. And Sheepy, without tagging me, says Goober's asking the real question. So it's irrelevant if I saw it. The joke I'm meta level now of just, it's a call and response. It's not about me getting upset or having a feeling on it.
I was just making the joke for Peachy, you know. Like,
yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter about me anymore. Dumbest
labia
meme.
stands.
Yeah.
Labia stands.
So yes, that is all of the things. As I said, super chats. There's already been a couple. Thank you for those, but we'll talk about them at the end of the show. and we'll do a quick Q&A if you have any questions for the guys. Yes.
Please do. We love answering those questions. So you got super chats, like drop it, because like they're really fun. It's really fun to.
There's been some good questions, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. With that being said,
yes,
let's party.
Let's party. Previously on Fallen, we met the governor, who was
the Nasumian. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Yes.
No one saw it, Nasum.
Somebody slept well last night.
No, I didn't.
Oh shit. Okay, never mind. He's just better than us. Fuck.
Yeah,
Just hasn't slept since the name was said last.
the Nasumian met the Astartes, and essentially, as far as they could tell, he was pretty much what you expect from a standard planetary governor, like not very effective in some ways, and more self-important than actually important to the grand scheme of this current war, at least. He had an HQ which appeared to be a little bit untrue, maybe, or like they were putting on a show more than actually running things directly. There are also multiple Imperial Guard regiments currently deployed. Obviously, they don't come under the direct purview of the planetary governor, and they kind of, to a degree, do their own thing. So, having said that, they were introduced to... Sheepy refers to his notes because he can't remember. Lieutenant Hokan of the 109 Cadian Shock Regiment, who appeared to be reasonably, I was going to say practical, that's not the word, but, you know, like, he appears to be reasonably competent, and was assigned to them to take them to a bunker system near the front lines that had been claimed as a HQ base of operations by the inquisitorial agent interrogator Talix, who's investigating the origins of the insurgency and has requisitioned the bunker line. In preparation for possibly bad things happening, Morrican requested Terminator armor. So did Goobers.
Accurate.
My
And
car said yes, so did Peachy.
and returned with... Oh, okay, let me get this right. Returned up to the ship to A, deck out the Terminator armor, and B, prepare for insertion via drop pod with Datian, Rodart, Arcorian, and Morakil, along with Morrican. So they are all up there prepared. The remainders, who's Maraban, Taikar, Nephir, and Lazriel, proceeded to the bunker system. There was light exchange of artillery fire, essentially, from what we can tell, as you were proceeding through the trench line. Not the front trench line, but a trench line nearby the front line. Essentially, the pretty standard guard practice: hammer them with firepower so that they can't attack you. And the opposing side seems to be doing the same thing. The only thing of note is that there's not that much heavy armor on the enemy side, but they're starting to roll it out currently, having captured some manufactorums and things like that, allowing them to either convert to creating heavier armor. But at the current state, mostly it's pretty light, if anything. Lot of infantry charges, always fun. It's nice to know that even 40,000 years into the future, humanity still charges at trench lines.
Do they still... Have they got horses in this battle?
Oh, probably, yeah.
So I think there's a new Rough Riders coming to the website. Sorry.
Focus.
No. Yeah. No, sorry. Final.
Okay, I'm good.
Finally, they made it to the bunker and called upon the interrogator to come and meet them. Upon meeting them, he said, "Hello, please come in and interrogate my captive. I assume you are the people here I have requested." Obviously, this was not something entirely expected, but they did go along with it because they wanted access to the prisoner, who could have been a fallen dark angel from the times of Horus Heresy, essentially, just after the Horus Heresy. However, it appeared to be a human to some degree, possibly a chaos worshipper, maybe, who was being interrogated. He did, however, refer to them as the Unforgiven and recognized that they were from a successor chapter of the Dark Angels, the Unforgiven. As a sidebar, the Unforgiven refers to all of the Dark Angels and their successor chapters. And it immediately was hushed and I think almost suffocated by Nephir, who had wandered into the interrogation room with the interrogator, and Nephir informed him he would not be needing him. He would proceed with his interrogation alone. At which point the interrogator left, looking a little bit suspicious.
Yeah.
And that is where we left off.
So I quickly fire off like
well,
a
before
message. Okay.
We're so excited.
Excuse me, that's not quite the right one. There we go. Sorry.
Oh, right. I'm supposed to be in roll 20. Fuck. My bad.
You could have got away with it by subtly being like, "Oh, I'm just gonna try that."
It's more funny to say it.
Now that would maybe give the illusion we're professionals or something.
To be fair, it's entirely possible you wouldn't have needed to be in roll 20 aside from the music.
To be
Gotta
fair,
have that music, though. Gotta have that music.
To be fair.
To be fair.
So we the camera fades in to a reasonably familiar headquarters on the planet, as the Nasumian is sitting in his throne and calling for his one of his adjutants, his assistants. One of the robed administratum types walks up to him, bows, and we hear him say, God, my brain is like, what the fuck did... He had like a slightly elderly voice, right? Like the...
Yes, the Nasumian.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he says, send word to these sectors here, and he indicates like 3 or 4 areas outside of the hive near the front line, to retreat all forces and convene at headquarters. Sound a general retreat. There's like a second, the administratum like clerk like looks up and looks surprised, but then immediately moves off, and the headquarters starts becoming a hive of activity of sending out comms messages and so forth across the battle line around the area of the bunker system. We see the slow moving of PDF forces, majorly, who are pulling back and away from the front line, from the artillery, and so forth. And in real time, we swing over to Maraban and to... I want to say Arcorian, but it's not Arcorian.
Lazriel.
Thank you.
Lazriel.
We swing over to Arcorian and Lazriel standing stoically outside as they hear the guns of the Imperium fall quiet, and a silence permeate over this area of the battlefield.
I was gonna say, Bearman immediately goes, pings the sergeant and like, Sergeant, we have a problem.
What is it?
The artillery is stopped. I don't know what would have stopped it. Stopped.
Copy.
GP, can I radio the lieutenant?
Yes.
I've forgotten his name.
Hokan.
Hokan, yeah.
Hokan, yeah.
Khan.
Lieutenant Hokan, this is Sergeant Taika.
In the with the sound of battle coming through the comms, it takes a hot second anyway for this to happen, but then sound of battle coming through the comms, you hear the lieutenant say, "Yes, Sergeant Taika."
It appears as though the artillery has stopped. Is there a problem?
I'm currently trying to find the answer to that, as are my superiors. We have received a general retreat call for this sector, and it appears that the majority of the PDF, the Planetary Defense Forces, have immediately followed those orders.
Are you still in control of the Guard? Command of the Guard?
We are in control of the Cadians. I cannot speak for the rest of the Guard.
Wait,
The ones that are here are Acadians, right? This is
a
line.
Cadian line.
will you be holding, Lieutenant? Or will you be retreating?
Without the artillery, Sergeant, it's unlikely we'll be able to hold for long without getting overrun. However, we have no intention of ceding the area to the enemy easily, so we will, at worst, be effecting a fighting retreat slowly as we can.
Lieutenant, I need this bunker covered. Can you do that without support?
There's like a pause. We can hold. Depending on when they attack, on how long it takes them to muster their forces, we can withstand a full-on assault for 10 minutes before we will have to move back.
Fuck me.
Minutes? I mean, I could double that with Silas alone. The second the charge starts, radio me.
Yes, Sergeant Taika.
Emperor be with you.
And with you.
I will probably disseminate this information.
Yes.
I assume I can't get a message to the strike cruiser yet.
You can.
Okay, well, that information will be sent up there, but I'm not asking them to come down yet.
The commander, which is Commander DeBrawl.
Yeah, ship mistress.
Yes.
Alice DeBrawl.
When
You put respect on her damn name.
when you radio up informing her of, I'm assuming you're informing her, everyone, of the whole situation, not just the Cadians are going to hold, but the PDF are pulling back and there's a general retreat in the area.
Yes.
She says, this explains a lot, my lord. We are currently witnessing multiple small craft on an attack vector towards us.
What the fuck is happening?
Small craft.
Obviously, this guy is working for the chaos.
We are under no serious danger. However, if you wish the assault team to deploy, we will have to do it now, otherwise they risk the danger of interception. We will also be unable to send a retrieval team for you for a small amount of time.
Make the tears fall and fight well, Commander.
As you wish, my lord. Within the drop pod bay, Moricon, you are fully decked out in Terminator armor. As you walk in, there is the heavier clunk of a big boy in big boy armor. You have the Cyclone missile launcher on your back. You have... Apologies, I can't remember. Did you choose a power...
It was fist and shield.
You have power fist and shield equipped with you, and the rest of the Astartes are with you as they start to move towards the drop pods to deploy. You see that Morakiel has come here with your heavy bolter, and he hefts it and looks at you and says, "There's not much in the way of heavy armor. I thought your weapon would be more appropriate for what we are deploying to."
Morkan, so I would normally, he'd normally be pissed off, like, how dare you touch my shit? But he just kind of takes the money and goes, okay, that works. Get in, let's go.
I will try not to do a better job with your weapon than you do.
Even if you do, it doesn't matter. I can take out a hive with this thing.
And there's like a clunk as his power armored fist hits the Terminator armor and says, "Let us see what we can do to help Brother Sergeant Tykar."
Let's see. I think we'll do a pretty good job. You ready?
Ready.
And he'll just kind of I wouldn't say, I can't really lift my arms to attach myself. I'm guessing there's something in the drop pod that just kind of, locks me in or whatever.
Disneyland ride.
And the
Morrigan, I'm going to Disneyland.
Basically.
Once they are filled with the Astartes, the drop pods detach and drop out of the strike craft and fire off and rocket down towards the planet. As they hit the atmosphere, obviously they burst into flame, and there is just this kind of the edge of it goes molten, and they start flying down towards the planet. Maraban, the first you notice of it is the noise. Obviously the sound of these descending, essentially rockets almost. You see the smoke, you see the flame as they pierce through the clouds and come descending very close by you, essentially on top of the trench, maybe about 20-30 meters away from you, and just pierce the ground with this kind of showering of rock and dust that clink 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 off your helmet, as both yourself and Lazriel make literally no move or anything, as the two guards who are with you jump and panic and raise their weapons and look scared.
Everyone's just looks over the guards and just is like, that's all. That's all. Just what are these things?
And the doors of the drop pods pop open, and immediately we see first out and heavy stomping and like metallic grinding, etc. Morkan with his shield, with his power fist. Morkan, are you like, you don't need to, but I'm just kind of assuming Morkan would for the look of it. Are you flaring up your power fist as you walk out?
Oh yeah, he's
Okay.
100%. He walks out, doo, 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 and as soon as he kind of stops there for a moment, he kind of and he does like a charge and does this, and you just hear him, and like he has his helmet on now, and in a full like helmet comm voice, you just hear, "The tears have fallen, the unforgiven have arrived to cleanse these lands in the name of the Emperor."
And Miraband's gonna go, who the fuck decided putting Morkan in Terminator armor was a good idea?
Just breaking
Holy
protocol.
As yes.
This is happening. It has to happen now. So, I'm going to radio the chaplain.
Mm-hmm.
Chaplain, plans have changed. Your duty still stands. I will be back for you.
The target mentioned fallen in front of the interrogator.
That's exactly what I need right now. Thank you.
We must find out
Say
who
that.
else has heard. You know the deal.
Understood.
I should get our answers.
And outside the door, I'm going to fire up my power sword, and I'm going to melt the hinges to seal the door, so no one can get in there unless they're a space marine.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
And I'm going to assume that the Inquisition has intel on what's happening.
They have also received. Essentially, there's a bit of confusion. There's the running of a few kind of like clock-like looking humans who are essentially confused and trying to verify the like they didn't receive orders, they received a notification type thing and advising to pull back kind of.
Do I see the interrogator? The agent?
Well, he is an interrogator.
He is.
Yes. The interrogator is currently on the radio, essentially saying like, "What do you mean pull back? There's this front line has been secure for a week. There's been no indication of any strong attack, and the artillery has been holding up until quite recently."
Inquisitor.
Interrogator. That's cool.
Interrogator.
He spins round.
Fallback command has been issued. I will be holding this line. My chaplain will finish his job.
We're going to be left stranded out here, Sergeant.
Then leave. I'm going to fight, and I just like rack my bolter. I can't. It's gonna be he said, she said from this point because a big fight is about to happen, and what's inside that room is more important than anything else right now.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to just murder someone working for the Inquisition just like that.
Well, some of us do want to, okay?
Yeah, well, you're fucking busy. Do your duty. And I don't care what they do, as long as they know I'm gonna get out of the bunker and meet my champion.
So I assume you.
Currently eating a foot. Put that down.
I'm sorry, I haven't eaten today.
How are you even fitting it through the grill?
Listen, if you push hard enough. All right, can I listen?
If you'll allow me, Peachy, quickly, I feel like it's kind of a really badass cool scene to have Tygar basically say that unhelmeted, and then be like, "Do what you will," and then in the more tinny voice be like, "I'm going to go see to the defenses, etc." And then just like stride out and then exit the bunker fully power armored and helmeted up.
Yeah, and I just the command signals I walk through, so the other two follow me.
Yeah, and they fall into step without hesitation. I assume Maraban does. I don't want to speak for him.
I mean, yes, he's gonna do what he's ordered to do.
Okay.
Boy,
Kinky.
Can I ask a favor from the audience though? If you are watching this and you consider yourself a Photoshop individual, can I just get an image of Morrican in Terminator armor shoving a hot dog through his grill?
remember them Play-Doh toys where you push it through the shape? It's like that.
Okay.
So, very quickly, I'll give you the current situation as far as you know it stands, along with the basic like tactical rundown, so you can decide kind of how you want to approach this. You have the front lines, the Cadian 109th are there. Currently, there's no sound of like heavy fighting. But there is the sound of combat. The artillery from your side has completely ceased. And as a sidebar, the artillery was a Cadian regiment, so just giving you that piece of information.
No.
The PDF has withdrawn or is withdrawing. Like, they're not heavily present in this area, so... but in the
PDF, bro.
Yeah, in the surrounding areas, they have been bolstering the Cadian flanks. So, like in this area,
Something else to bolster the Cadian flank.
yes.
I as a sergeant, I don't care that the PDF is gone.
Yeah.
I know of the, I know of the Cadian regiment, which is the, I wrote it down somewhere. Apparently not on this one. I forgot which.
109th?
109th, thank you. We know they can hold a line.
Yeah.
And they can fight ferociously.
Yep. But without the assistance of artillery, and without their flanks completely secure, if there's a mass push by the enemy, like they're not going to be able to hold that long, and even if they do hold, they're still going to come around the sides.
Yeah.
So essentially you have frontline, you have back, you have like communication and travel trenches, and then you have trenches going back to the artillery line, and then further past that is open land, which has either you got like towns and roads and stuff like that, kind of infrastructure, all the way back to the hive, which is a fair ways away at this point.
Okay, so on the radio.
Yeah.
To my squad.
Morrican, give me a salvo into the back line.
Fuck it. And Morrican just goes for a moment. He just kind of goes, right, right away, sir. And he just kind of like takes two steps forward, pivots on his right foot, and just fucking like just a little bit of like swagger leans back, just kind of, and just looks for a target. Does he see anything like kind of like he's looking for the back lines, right? But he's just gonna blind fire. Like, does he see a spot in which like maybe there's like more focused movement or bigger, I don't know. Like, is there something significant he can see to kind of aim for?
Yeah, okay. Let's have our first roll.
Oh shit! Glad I was in roll 20.
This whole time, Goob.
Yeah.
Sorry for making you talk while you're eating a hot dog.
No, don't be sorry.
We'll grab an awareness roll, please.
Got it. Okay. And awareness. Boom.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Could you roll me a couple of extra dice? Let's say 2 extra dice, just purely because you are in your, you know.
Oh, the Terminator.
Tactical
You want me to do
dreadnought armor.
just rolled
2d6. Yeah. Okay, that's another success. That's 4. That's pretty good. Yeah. So you can see through your tactical readout, you can see the general location of the artillery battery behind the line. There are also trench lines running through where you don't necessarily see the people in there, but it can be assumed there are the remaining PDF who haven't immediately left, who are making their ways. However, behind those, you do manage through your enhanced visor to see the vague movements of what looks like a line of trucks heading away from behind the artillery line on a supply road.
I'm on about the enemy.
No,
Oh,
I was
sorry.
gonna let him finish, Peachy. No. Okay. So Sheepy,
100%. You're
I
talking
didn't
about.
know.
I thought. Sorry.
So
I thought. I thought you said the back lines.
No, I don't want to fire on allies.
It was the way you said it, Peachy. I don't know what it was, but I had the same thought that Sheepy said, and I was like, no, he didn't mean that. We'll just fucking go the other way.
Are they really allies? They're fucking letting us.
That's so funny that you thought the same thing,
fire
Sheepy.
on the enemies, idiots.
That's great. Oh my god.
PDF, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
In that case, you'll be indirect firing, because you are a little ways away from the front line. Essentially, you can target an area via your tactical readout, but you can't really see anything to.
Okay.
But for the sake of going forward, that is what is happening behind you.
Cool. Trucks. Yeah, there were some trucks doing some weird stuff. They were heading. Did you say they were heading
off
away
towards the hive?
Oh, towards the hive. Okay, got it. All right. Oh man, that's amazing. Okay.
I know I asked them to fire on that planet, but they were all fucking Xenos, dude.
We can't trust your words now. We don't know who you're aiming at anymore.
The way you said it was like, fuck those guys retreating, kill them all.
Yeah, it really gave me pause. All right. So so he just kind of pivots on his right foot and just leans back a little bit and just aims, and basically he's just looking for the kind of closest area, or that would be their line to us, right? So he's going to clear that area, and so if they do want to come at us, it's probably going to be from around wherever the impact point is. Okay. So I'm going to shoot one, and then I'm going to wait until it's halfway up there, and then shoot another one to give them the false sense of security that it's over. So just
so when you say one, you mean one rocket or one salvo?
Rocket. Did you want a salvo?
I mean,
for a salvo into.
Oh well, then just
it's a target rich environment. And a salvo means 3 or 4, right? Not all his missiles.
Yeah, I would assume 3 or 4 would be a salvo.
I need to check now, because you thought I was just trying to explode the hive or some shit. I'm worried.
You boys in a Terminator outfit. Decision making is not a strong suit.
The salvo goes over. You can't see the result, although
as it's launched and I hear it launch, I'm going to radio the lieutenant.
Lieutenant, I bring with me artillery. Then the artillery explodes.
Yeah.
I need you to cover my brother's flanks while we take the front line.
So, just so I understand, so I don't get this wrong as well, right. I don't put you running away or in some weird direction. You're essentially heading to where the Cadians are now, and you want them to spread.
Yeah, so if they can cover our flanks, we can take the front line and take the brunt of the impact. And then if the enemy tries to flank, there is stuff there to at least hold them up. If not, stop it.
Acknowledge, Sergeant. I have to inform you that even with your significant assistance, we still run the risk of being surrounded if we are subject to a full assault.
I mean, but you could hold 10 minutes everything. So the sides, that's 10 minutes a side. That's 20 minutes. And then I've got how many have I got? Have I got what's my squad? 10?
No, it would be 8, I think, including you. I can.
Is Datian down here? Oh, tell me Datian's down here.
Yes, Datian came.
Oh, yes.
He's probably gonna be like attached to you, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have Datian, Rodot, Arcorian, Enkadil, Lazriel, Moricon, Silas, and yourself.
Right.
And more kill.
Kill.
Too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Morikil, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
what's the equivalent of damage, like a space marine to a human? Is that like 100 to 1?
I mean,
Context.
yeah, like the problem is like you're on a front line. Like again, you're going to run into the same problem that you had with the previous planet, the Genestealer planet. Like anywhere you deploy your Space Marines, you're going to be much more effective at holding the line.
Yes.
But you have a pretty big area that's just been retreated, and the PDF has retreated, and some of the Imperial forces have retreated via the order.
I have a company now guarding my flanks, right?
You have a regiment
A regiment.
of Cadian infantry.
Yeah, who we're in the front line, but we're going to be holding the front line now.
Well,
I mean, I just need longer than 10 minutes because,
yeah.
a chaplain needs time.
Yes, so longer than 10 minutes, sure. But again, it depends when the assault happens. And it depends if you mind about possibly being encircled. The line is not long enough. You don't have enough people to cover everything that's been abandoned. And if you try and spread people out, one person every 10 meters or something, then you don't have a concentrated defense. They'll just run through all of it.
Well, right, okay. I guess this is wider than I imagined.
Yes, it's a front. The front line runs across the whole planet, and this is a significant sector.
Okay, I thought we were in a sector.
Yeah, but it's a significant planetary sector. An entire regiment bolstered by PDF troopers was guarding it.
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, that's the main brunt is going to come from the front. I need the Cadians keeping our flanks and let me know what's happening. If I need to reposition, I can. I just need time.
Yes.
Right now, I need information from the heretic, the traitor, and then we can reevaluate. But right now, I just need to hold the line.
Datian walks up to you, and he says,
Sergeant, I suggest it would be the best use of my abilities to move back to the artillery line that has been abandoned to form a secondary line of defense. With any ordnance still left remaining, I can form a series of traps and makeshift.
You kind of feel the wince in his voice when he says makeshift.
Explosives for us to fall back to.
Was he sort of saying that as if he could do that by himself? All right, Morrigan, you're going without a tech marine.
And Morgan goes, like kind of a moment of just like, we'll be okay.
Is he kind of sounding like he's going, well, this is probably going to get me killed kind of thing? Like.
Well, no, it's the artillery line is further back.
Okay.
What he's essentially doing is he's going there so that he can get all the like artillery shells and stuff and start setting them up as like hidden explosives and things like that in case you guys need to retreat. It will have some form of.
Okay. I was making sure he wasn't going, hey guys, I'm gonna go sacrifice myself for the good of the Space Marines kind of thing.
No.
Like, yeah. So.
He's not charging the front line or anything, you know.
Not Asriel.
Make it so, Brother Dathian.
And where he's going to set that up, I assume he sent me vague text schematics so he could reference. I'm going to let the sergeant know that we're setting up a line of retreat to there. I'm going to say the lieutenant, yeah. I'm going to say, instead of if needed, I'm going to say when needed. So he knows, like, we're not holding this forever.
And he'll say, confirm that, Sergeant. My men are moving into position. If you would like to take up the center, we will do our best to slow them down on the flanks.
I know you will.
I will keep you informed as to the situation. If it seems like we are at risk of being encircled, I will let you know.
Emperor be with you.
And with you.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna march my squad to the front line, and we're gonna set up and wait for a push. And I'm waiting for the chaplain to do his job.
Okay. So, chaplain, we return to. We return to the interrogation room. You are essentially face to face. I believe you had, to some degree, like
grab their face,
not like
and release it.
Yeah, not like popped his head or anything, but.
I am Pius Nephir, chaplain of the Fidelis Angelus. You know what I want?
I can take an educated guess.
Very well. Give me what I want. And you can forgo the long, well-honed interrogation techniques that have been developed over thousands of years on millions of subjects, and I shall send your mind and soul on to whatever entity you have sworn them to. That is my very best offer.
How about you let me go, and then I tell you where you can find what you're looking for? Because I imagine by about now, you're in a fairly tricky situation on this planet.
I am an Astartes. Tricky situations are my domain, where I thrive. We are most prepared.
Well, it may end up becoming a race against time, whether you can get me to tell you what you want to know before you get overwhelmed and destroyed.
I assume it would be around that time when I realize how overwhelmed I am that I will see little use left for you. We can spend some time with the tools of the interrogator, if you wish.
The interrogator wasn't exactly in his element trying to question me.
Few are. But I certainly am. What do you hope to gain by your release? I release you from here. You have other Space Marines, Cadian shock troopers, artillery, so much more to try and avoid. I could leave you here in this room. It would be safe and secure for you, if you'd prefer. Just tell me where I can find the fallen, and I will leave, and you can see if there's anyone looking out for you who will come and save you.
There's like maybe a minute of
I let the silence hang.
yeah, as he isn't looking at you, he's kind of staring ahead and just considering the options. I would say again, seeing as this is something you've been training for and so forth, I won't make you roll on this one. You can tell that like he's not necessarily scared of dying. I would imagine it's closer to him having some idea of how effective at interrogation a trained Dark Angels chaplain on the path to interrogate a chaplain can be. And kind of weighing up the likelihood of you keeping your word, or even if you don't, like, I think the main thing he's trying to avoid is just being tortured to hell, as it were. And he says, finally, okay, I will tell you where you can locate the one you seek. And for the purposes of Sheepy's brain, I'm essentially going to go into details out of character for this guy. It takes a little bit of time. You have to go out and pick up like a data slate. During this time as well, by the way, the interrogator and his cadre essentially leave the bunker and start moving back towards the rear lines, towards the road. I would say essentially you probably wouldn't get hailed on the radio. The interrogator comes to you, Sergeant Tykar, as you're like organizing the line and getting things set up. As a sidebar, as you are setting up, there are signs of activity and slightly increased artillery fire essentially, when you don't have counter artillery, you don't run the risk of, like the counter artillery hitting your artillery. You can be a bit more, heavy. So he says, Sergeant Tykar, I will leave the prisoner to you. While I would like to assist you in the defense of the area, my mission comes first, and I have gathered enough information that should hopefully allow us to avoid this happening on multiple other worlds. I must return to the Hive to transmit my results to the Inquisitor.
Do I sense any obfuscation in his words?
Insight, please.
Mm-hmm.
Again, with your dealing with the Inquisition, feel free to take 1 extra dice.
I'll roll it after because it never works.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, you may need to roll it after.
Oh no!
That's no successes.
It's 1, yeah? I get 1 bonus?
Yes, one bonus dice. See if you can get a success. Nope.
Oh god!
You don't see any signs of deception or insincerity.
Okay. I will take him at his word then. Understood. Oh, wait.
I mean helmet now because we're fighting. Understood. We will be disposing of your captive when we are done.
Very well. If you can transmit the information learned to either myself or my subordinate, we will add that into the communique to the Inquisitor. He is very enthusiastic to learn of what he knows.
Any relevant information will be forwarded to you.
Good choice of words. Good choice of words. that was crafty.
Well, what I will say is, essentially, in terms of the interrogator, it's not that he's completely lost his kind of like suspicious, etc. The way the situation has proceeded in this whole situation means that he's reprioritized his, like, the highest priority he has now is to transmit his report to the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Since I'm there with Pykar, can I do that same role? Be like see if I find any bullshit from what he's spouting.
In this instance, I would say no, just purely because Tykar is directly interacting with him, whereas the rest of you will be setting up a defensive position. You'll be more focused on the line and etc.
Clearly could have done with that assist though.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
let me just see if you did assist me. It wouldn't have helped anyway.
There you go. Wow. What did you roll for these? You rolled a 2, a 3, a 3, and a 2.
Jeez.
And I think a 1 as and a 1 as well.
Yeah, that sounds about like when I play Kill Team.
Yeah. So, what I will say is, Nephir, over the next, probably around about 10 minutes, you are getting the information, getting the location, and getting the exact details of where to go, which planet to go to, where the Fallen is located.
Whoa.
And it is a single Fallen? Okay.
And the details of the whole, that situation, like how, that information.
How this person got involved, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You made a wise choice Now you have one more to make. Do you wish to remain here? Or shall I destroy your body and release you? Your choice.
I'm not too worried about my body, I think.
I take my Crozius and whoosh,
And
just obliterate him. He's just a mist across the room now.
Yeah. And with the speed of Astartes, it is immediately gone. Like like a blur of hands. Additionally,
I just send a picture of that and information gathered, like retrieved, over to Tykar, and like on my way.
Sergeant Tykar, you're noticing now that you're on the front lines. Obviously, Nephir will join you in a minute, a few minutes. You're noticing a build-up of troops. And a slow increase in the attack waves. Essentially, usually it's kind of skirmishers running forward, especially now without the artillery. It's like skirmishers moving forward behind cover and taking pot shots. It's not too much pressure, and especially for you Astartes, it's not too much of a threat. It definitely seems like something's building. You can also see like a couple of slightly heavier. We're not talking anything like massive. We're talking like maybe a banged together chimera or something. But you know, just like some transport, some more than like a crappy little sentinel that's chicken legging around the place.
No knights and shit.
So, what I would say is, in probably around about probably like 5 minutes or so, it's going to reach the crux where it looks, there's going to be a charge. So, as Sheepy desperately needs the loo, you have about 5 minutes until to like get everyone steeled and ready for the fight. And yes, I will be right back.
Okay, so I'm addressing everyone on comms. Morrican, that line, and I point to trench line above the far from the front line, but pretty close to us.
Mm-hmm.
If troops amass past that line, I want another salvo each time.
Affirmative.
And then what am I going to do with the apothecary? Because I need him when it's dangerous. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want him getting I don't want him taking a shot, like a pot shot or something that's going to maybe interfere with him keeping the brothers alive. But also, he is a space marine.
Yeah. I mean, Mariban is he can shoot. I mean, he took out an orc warlord by himself. But
I will. The thing is, if I just say you hide behind this rock, I'm missing out on a huge amount of firepower. Even if you are an apothecary, you're still an Astartes.
You just want to roleplay it? See what happens?
I mean, that, and you can have me.
Tykar's having trouble with this.
Yeah, I mean, you could have me rolling behind Morrican, kind of like
let's find
I've
out.
done myself
let's
anyways.
Find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's see what happens.
Silas, brother.
Yes, brother.
I need you safe from the incoming waves, but I need your firepower. I am at a loss of what to do.
Brother, I can get behind the Terminator armor and use it as some sort of cover and throw out supporting fire.
I was thinking maybe the trench line. Morrican, and I bring him into the call at the same time. Morrican is probably going to be the source of a lot of fire coming in our way.
He always is, brother.
Why do you think I asked for this?
I will need you to support your brother. I should be more specific. I support Morrican with heavy fire until he needs to use his power fist. Lazriel, if you move from that front line, I will take your head myself. Which I'm sure he agrees to.
Deserved, yeah.
They will come slowly at first in waves, bigger and bigger until they amass a large push on us. We just need to hold until Brother Nafir is done. We need to... What is it called when they're retreating and like you cover the retreat? That's what it is, isn't it?
It's a fighting retreat.
Yeah, like fighting retreat or covered retreat. Like, you know,
like you're not just running. Like you're running and shooting and running. That's a fighting retreat.
Yeah.
Strategic disengagement.
Yeah.
Ooh, good idea. Good. Yes, absolutely. Astartes doesn't know what retreating is.
Tactical. We then need to cover a retreat of the Cadian forces. Sheepy said before, we saw the shapes of Chaos Marines, right?
That was a rumor that was flying around.
Yeah, it wasn't. We didn't see them.
Okay, so it's not too... It's just going to be the amount rather than specialists hitting us, right?
Yep.
Unless
I mean, as far as we know.
somehow demons or something, but yeah.
Oh,
I think we're
God.
expecting that.
A demon engine. A hell brute just fucking...
Oh!
Can you hit that, Morica?
Don't fucking curse us with that.
But don't give him ideas. He's coming back.
I assume there's demons that will not be on this planet. But yeah.
What?
I heard that exclamation as I was coming up the stairs from the headphones. Like, what was that?
Don't worry about it. You're fine.
Vulcan's gonna 1v1 a hell brute.
No, shut the fuck up.
We're talking about when we're gonna get ice cream, Sheepy.
Oh,
We just
yeah.
want space ice cream.
I was just trying to sort out what I was going to do with the apothecary and how we were going to cover the retreat of the Cadians when we know we can move.
Yeah.
And stuff. And it was just a rumor about the large hulking Chaos Marines, right? That wasn't actually confirmed by anyone.
You have not seen any Chaos Space Marines.
Oh, then I will reevaluate if that changes.
Okay.
And yeah, we're just laying fire. Like there's no like, oh, conserve your ammo. It's like you need to keep these things back until we're done.
How long into holding that line is it that they get the message from me saying it's that I've got the info?
I would say probably about 10 minutes.
Okay.
So we've reached the Cadian only limit-ish, and so it's getting really rough for them then about this point?
Okay. I would say, to start off, could everyone on the line currently roll me a ballistic skill? The important one here would be Moricon.
Do I get bonus for having fucking Terminator armor?
Yes, take 2.
Hell yeah.
Although, Tykar, apparently what you lack in insight into humans, you make up for... Oh, and Silas, damn.
Silas kicking ass.
Yeah. Everyone kicking ass.
Why does Silas have a bigger pool of dice for ballistics than heavy weapons guy?
Wait, what the fuck? He has 13 Wait, what?
I can shoot.
I believe it could be bonus dice from earlier.
I don't know. I just hit my roll button.
Yes, he has 2 bonus dice from an earlier roll.
Oh, okay.
So
even then, motherfucker can shoot. God damn.
Well, we know this, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
One shot. Yes.
Absolutely.
So let us switch over to something a bit more appropriate.
Man, those are some effective Space Marines. Look at those rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Stepped up when it counted.
I did also tell Lazriel if he moves past the front line to engage with hand-to-hand combat, I will take his head personally.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yeah, we assumed that's what he said.
So Ben's like, maybe if I shove him.
If I just trip him with a stick. The Astartes are placed along the center of this front line. After a little bit of time, kind of exchanging skirmishing fire, the sorry, apparently this song slaps.
This is fucking crazy right now.
This is the part where I show up to the front line, my chaplain armor.
Yeah. The core of your defense on your line, in the center, is focused around Morrican. Obviously, with the drop pods did come ammunition for all of your war gear. So currently speaking, I would say we'll take it as assumed that a couple of Cadians are assigned to run supplies for you to like resupply when needed. Just purely
They're just in there, just like shoving fucking missiles into the ammo racks. Just boom, 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 load, boom, 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 load.
Just purely because you're not going to want to assign that to an Astartes. Like they're much more useful on the front line. And
it's such a cool mental imagery. I love that.
Like essentially I would say every maybe like couple of minutes there is a salvo of rockets that kind of like fly out and like one by one across the line of like these advancing chaos forces, you know, very ragtag. Like most of them look like civilians turned cultist types, with crappy stubber guns or auto guns, some with las guns, a few of them
las guns.
Yeah, a few of them even have grenades that they half-heartedly kind of like lob and blow up, like, you know, a couple of bits of dirt like clank off your armor, etc. Even maybe a bit of shrapnel, just like
inside Morrican's armor. It sounds like sitting under a tin roof when it's raining.
Yeah. But the every couple of minutes the missiles like impact, like causing these like whumps and like explosions, scattering the forces that are kind of amassed to attack. It doesn't completely halt the slow surge that's happening, but it does slow it down and it does disseminate it a little bit, so that the I'm going to take this as read that essentially Morrican adjusts his aim based on battlefield reports of where the enemy is concentrated.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, that's again, it's not something I'd have you guys roll. It's something that I'm kind of taking as read, considering the majority of you are veterans to a degree, or like experienced at the very least.
I mean, it's really like if I see like, because obviously I'm kind of like a stationary thing, so I'm a sitting duck. Yeah. So if ever I see any sort of bigger sort of concentration of anything, that is exactly where I'm firing every time, because I have to hit them before they hit me.
And I would say, given that situation as well, most likely Lazriel is close by you on the line, so that he can respond to any like close combat situation, which hasn't occurred yet. But
yeah.
So going off your rolls, I mean, you're holding out better than you thought, and especially the salvos from the Cyclone missile launcher is essentially slowing down.
Again, the salvos from the
Cyclone missile launcher is slowing down the advance. Even a couple of like tracked heavier light tanks, let's call them, are smacked down by the missile launcher specifically. And I would say for that one, if you'll allow me, Morrican, like there's like a squeaking trundle as like this fairly large kind of customized chimera with like, you know, a bunch of heretics like sitting on the back of it, like firing and etc. slowly starts like trundling up the front line, maybe off to the left slightly, and there's like a radio call comes through from the Astartes on your left saying like Chimera incoming, and
just like
Moricard like spins to the left, goes down on one knee, and like aims specifically, and one of the missiles just goes like in that like with the smoke coming out the back of it, and just fires, goes directly into the Chimera, which just explodes in like this ball of flame. And
yeah, you get that like feeling where like the missile, she's like, remember the Star Wars prequels where whenever it's like a missile hits something, all the other sound around it would just go silent for a second, and boom, you know, that shit right there. That's perfect.
Chunks of heretic everywhere.
Yes, bloodfetti as they would call it.
So I would say at this point, probably about 10, 12, 13 going on, you receive a communique from the receive a communique from the ship commander, Debral. She informs you, Sergeant Tykar, we have engaged the hostile ships. We estimate that the battle should be over in close to 30 minutes. Within that time, we should be able. After that time, we will be able to send down a extraction ship. If we could, if you would like, not if you would like, request coordinates for extraction.
I've still got the fallback line coordinates, right? Yeah, I will put those not on the line, but you know, just near the line, but behind it a bit more.
From there, further back.
Yes.
Okay. If you know what, let's go with a. In this instance, I'm gonna say, could you give me a leadership? Obviously, I just need to check that you have the right stats for your character on leadership. No, you don't. There we go. Sorry, can you roll me
I
a...
was gonna say, that leadership kind of sucks for a sergeant. Okay.
4. Okay, good.
Hey.
So, what I would say is, I'm assuming you are not, at this point, as interested in holding the line. You've already received the communique from Nephir.
Right, yeah.
The
I
information.
thought that was all happening before we got the communique.
So this would be, the communique from the ship commander would be after Nephir has informed you that that has been received.
Okay, because as soon as I get that,
Yeah.
I will be telling the lieutenant to fall back so we can cover their retreat.
Okay.
And as they start to fall back, and then they can move to the line that we're going to hold, I would be telling everyone to
unleash hell.
Okay.
I do not want to hear a break in missiles being shot. And
all right.
Like, I want bolters. Just sounds like one note of.
In that case, as the Cadians start to form a fighting retreat, the lieutenant will say, "Confirm that, Sergeant Tykar. I will assign more of my men to assist you in the running of ammunition." So a few more Cadians are sent over so that a continuous firing line is essentially formed for now.
Yeah, I want so much firepower that it is just like an entire war worth of ammunition is condensed into this small amount of time so they can fall back. And then we can fall back without them being able to pick themselves up quite so quickly.
Yes.
I would like to add some flavor to that because of the amount of missiles and firepower that I have now begun to shoot off, we're in need of more Cadians. And so what is actually formed behind me within the trench is actually a line of Cadians just fucking missile, and every time one gets one in there, and the Cadians that are loading them into the missile launcher as they're doing this, their hands are just burnt. They're black, charred, and they're like kind of yelling in pain because they're just slamming these into these missile tubes and they're still ripping hot while I'm firing. Like, I'm guessing one or two of them probably die while I'm firing this because of the amount of firepower I'm releasing out there. It's not just like put it in there, wait, shoot. It's boom, shoot, boom, shoot, boom, shoot. And these dudes behind are just getting fucking roasted by the exhaust flames. And they're still doing it because they're fucking Cadians and they don't quit.
They're loading up your missile launchers like those videos of people loading the water cooler jugs. Like,
I was thinking like a firefighting water bucket line where they're just passing the like all the way through. Yeah.
I can just imagine Morgan just like giggling the whole time, like, wah, ha, 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 ha. Like,
At this, there is. I will say this though. There is a point though, because so he would be firing the missiles, when doing that, but that's only kind of like big AOE damage. There are individual smaller pockets that are still a threat, and he is, while he's also firing there, he's also coordinating with Morakil. Because that's Morakil's job. He's filling in the gap there. So if he sees something normally where that would be his job, he'd just be like, like Morakil, 35 degrees left. And he just essentially you could just essentially assume that on like a turret, he's just like, left, right, whatever.
Morakil,
so he's just filling in the gaps.
Yeah, Morakil also will tend to spray an area that you have bombarded to essentially like sweep for stragglers, so there's like a concentrated burst like 5 seconds after an explosion happens in an area. It's just kind of like and just like pepper like
that's cool.
So yes, going off that very good leadership role, you can essentially gauge, you have 30 minutes. You can gauge essentially. It kind of depends on if you're making a stand or if you are moving, like putting the Cadians on the defensive line that has been prepared by Datian and carry on moving back to essentially put space between you and the enemy far enough that you can get picked up.
Yeah, essentially, the Cadians are now free to retreat. I'm giving them the line that they can hold back to. I'm like, it's not like I had command, but I'm sort of relinquishing that.
Yeah.
Because everything is done.
Okay.
And I just wanted that, just a wall so we can move back without, because like, if we just shoot and slowly walk back, they'll still be coming closer and closer towards us. I want to stop that for like a couple of minutes so we can just, so
you can put some space and keep moving away from the essentially horde of dickheads who are charging at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go back to that line till we can get extracted.
All right.
I mean, our point is to get back to where the tech sergeant can blow all that shit up, right? Basically.
Yeah, well, he's got very
that's the line that we're gonna hold. Now that's the new front line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, you give a fairly far away coordinate for the pickup, which will allow you to move back past the artillery line and then keep going. And as long as you can, essentially, once you retreat, as long as you can gain maybe a few minutes distance at like Astartes at a run, even in power armor, is going to get you far enough away that you'll reach the destination around the time that the drop ship, transport ship will land, pick you up, and you can be gone before they have a chance to turn up and start firing.
I don't want them having a chance to regroup.
And isn't there a problem? Isn't there a problem with that because we have a Terminator suit that we're also trying to keep up with us, and can it go? I mean, like that can't go that quickly.
It can't go as quickly. No.
Yeah. I can't run in the Terminator armor. I don't believe.
Sorry, Datian, put Heelys on it soon.
I mean, you are artillery line, so you'll be at the back moving back and we'd be pushing.
Oh my god, yeah. But I'm gonna run out of ammo as soon as we start moving.
That's not important. Like, as soon as you're full, fucking just let the world burn. Your like mini exterminatus you've just created. That's our time, and then we go.
Okay, so essentially, I'm gonna have an ammo counter, and as soon as I see that moment where it's just like, okay, we're on our last full rack, I'm gonna pause the salvo, and I'm gonna be like, Sergeant, the time is now. We have one full salvo ready to go, and then we're out.
Move.
As soon as the call goes out, Morrican looks back at the one guardsman with 2 cybernetic arms who's still doing it back there, and he goes, "Good job, guardsman! Get clear!" And he just takes a knee and goes, and just like, I mean, it's like 40 fucking missiles. These are massive missiles, and he just sweeps this whole area, and it's like, you ever seen Tropic Thunder? Where they do the fucking
I was just thinking
the explosions where it's just like I
was
the ridge line.
I was gonna say Iron Man.
Oh yeah, absolutely, exactly the same thing. There's a silence, and then the fucking horizon is fire.
Yeah.
And as soon as he launches those, he starts and walking backwards, and yeah, and you know, for a moment when he turns around, he sees the guardsman that was doing that. Just like, he may have had 2 cybernetic arms, he's still so fucked up. He's so fucked up after just doing that. In a moment, Morrican actually is just like, wow, that's like I understand what we're protecting. The power of the humans is not grand in any individual number, but if one could do this, the trillions that there are could change the cosmos. And he just nods at the guardsman, very, as much as you can in a Terminator, just nods, and then just walks past him.
Yeah, and as the Astartes, I would say actually in this instance, with that like big salvo, there's probably a gap in the push by these by this horde of heretics who are pushing forward at you. Enough for you, Sergeant, to essentially take advantage and get everyone moving back to the secondary line, to the artillery line, essentially. And as you are moving back, you get a radio communique from the lieutenant, Hokon, who says, "Sergeant Haikar, I've done what I can. May the Emperor be with you."
You have done good work this day, Lieutenant. You will be remembered.
And maybe like 10 seconds later, Datian clicks through individually to you, and says,
Brother Sergeant Taikar, the Cadian regiment has majorly pulled back and is moving to the road to retreat. However, some volunteers were asked for to help hold the line for us. So we have half of the regiment remaining.
Oh, they're gonna die.
I must inform you that my calculations indicate we will require all these men and a couple of our own to hold the line as the rest retreat. Seeing as I have command over this, the explosives and incendiary traps I have set, I will remain behind
fuck?
I have my tech marine remaining behind.
I am not aware of the full details of our mission. However, I would suggest my presence is needed less from this point forward.
Your presence is always needed, Tech Priest.
The sentiment is appreciated. However, the practicality of the situation is that I am required to hold the line, along with a personnel suppressing Astartes.
Yeah.
The only way.
The only way.
I'm really sorry, okay? Morakil, assist the tech marine.
What?
Yes, Brother Sergeant. And
Well.
Morakil gathers a couple of magazines and loads up his heavy bolter. And then a private communique is sent to Morakan via from Morakil, who says, I guess I got lucky this time, brother.
You're going to make this out. We're going to come back for you. It's fine. Just fight like you do, and we'll come back. I have the Terminator armor. We can't lose.
As I would say at this point, there is the Astartes of the Fidelis Angelus are moving past the defensive line. There are around about half of the Cadian regiment has volunteered to stay behind, essentially, to die, to delay the forces. There are multiple, like, traps and, you know, there's, like, burnt out husks of artillery that, also, as a sidebar, there are a lot of dead Cadians here. It seems like this artillery position was ambushed. The,
oh God.
As you, as the Astartes, are moving past, the tech marine is there, Datian. He is still seeing and laying traps and laying mines. The Cadian guardsmen are pretty dour-faced and serious, and all, like, in these kind of little dugout foxholes with some sandbags and stuff, like, hastily put together by either them or by Datian. And as you are kind of walking along the side of this defensive line, Morakil peels off, puts down multiple, like, magazines for his, or you know, like extra ammunition for his heavy bolter, your heavy bolter, and sets himself in place in the middle. And
so I have a question. Oh, I thought you were done. I was gonna say I have a question. So, like, for the gene seeds, what would be like Maraban's, like, you know, like, is it making sure they get destroyed at that point, or is it making sure, like, so no one else gonna get a hold of them? Because it's not gonna, I'm not gonna be able to return the gene seeds.
No.
Unless, so, like, should I be like, yeah, would Maraban be like, go on the comms with each one of them and be like, make sure no one can recover your gene seeds, kind of thing?
Jesus Christ.
No, like, there are multiple instances where the gene seed is lost.
Yeah.
It is something that happens. It's not always avoidable, especially in situations like this.
Okay.
I would.
This wouldn't be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Shibi. Go ahead.
I would say, generally speaking, Maraban will probably not be happy about not being able to retrieve the gene seed.
Yeah.
However, like, I wouldn't say it. It's down to you how he translates it, but I imagine, to a degree, he would consider it another failure. Maybe, like, again, down to you.
That's why I asked the question, because I didn't know if the protocols for, like, a situation like this is like, yeah. So okay, cool. That's why I just wanted to ask.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, losing gene seed in battle because you can't get to it because people are dead and it's a battle is one thing. Losing gene seed, like if there's like a vault that's breached and taken and destroyed, that's way different. That's a way different thing. So that's way worse. Yeah.
I mean, his whole thing was he got put in the box because of not getting a gene seed back. That's why I asked. Okay.
Well, he got put in the box because he prioritized humans over.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah.
Okay.
Got the heavy bolter, okay? Like,
that's
exactly what Datian...
Fuck you, PG! You killed my brother! You son of a bitch!
I gave you Terminator armor!
That doesn't make it better!
Also,
it does a little bit!
We could have gotten rid of Lasriel! We had the perfect opportunity! And you send out Morakill instead?
Morcon is just trudging back and just be like, Sergeant, we're not leaving him. He could be useful in the back lines.
Your brother is an honorable machine. Machine? Not machine.
Warrior.
No. Warrior.
Warrior. I don't know why I said machine. An honorable warrior. We'll go out in glory. But we all wish for the same thing.
And you just, you wouldn't be able to hear it, but he doesn't respond. He doesn't give you an affirmative. He just clicks comms off, and then you see what you would see is the Terminator armor does this, goes as it's walking. Morcon is screaming inside of his plate. He is, fuck.
But he wasn't insubordinate.
You just fucking sentenced his brother to death. Fuck.
I mean, he technically sentenced his brother to glory.
Shut up, Chaplain.
Also, if you had the heavy bolter, I would have sentenced you to glory as well. Oh yeah, that's a point.
Oh God.
Please stir the warrior spirits of our brothers.
Talking about Datian and Morakil.
Sorry, did you say something to me there?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, I missed that first part that you said.
Stir the warrior spirits of our two brothers.
Yeah, I click into just Morakan and Datian, but I'm really just clicking it, Morakil. I'm really just clicking in for Morakil because Datian is probably at peace with it, just because of the nature of his connection to the machine spirits and all this kind of thing, and being a machine. My brothers, Morakil, Datian. Throughout the great legacy of the Dark Angels, there have been many sacrifices made for the greater good. This is one such sacrifice. I promise you that should you hold firm and lay waste to our enemies, it will bring greater glory than you know, and I will ensure that your names are recorded. Make a good showing of yourselves. The Emperor protects.
The Emperor protects.
And as the Astartes move further back and head towards the rendezvous point, where they're going to be picked up, there is finally a communique between Morkan and Morakil as they're heading off, and Morakil says, Morkan,
brother,
have you calmed down yet?
No. Enough.
I feel the need to apologize. I feel extremely guilty that I have consistently outshone you throughout our battle records. Showing you up and making you seem inferior was not my intention. It's just the fact that I am superior to you in combat. And I wanted to apologize for that now I am also having a more glorious death than you.
Even to the last, you are still the asshole I knew you were. Staring death at the face, you laugh harder than I have ever. I don't understand why you have to be sacrificed like this. I don't understand why you have to go out in glory like this. But you're right. You are always a quicker shot. You are always a more flashy and more calculated tactician. And though you may not make it out and may die in glory, as I'm sure the chaplain has said, you will not die. You will live on in me.
Even to the last, you're still my baby brother. Keep your head, Morkan, and do your duty, as I will do mine.
Good luck, brother. May you see the golden throne on the other side. The Emperor protects.
I'll save your spot. Now, I'm going to see about destroying a world. And
I can't wait for the fireworks.
Yeah, as you say that, you hear the click of disconnecting the communication. As you are wandering off, you all hear the beginning of explosions, the very distinctive rattle of a heavy bolter, and the camera fades away on the Astartes slowly walking off into the horizon, and then fades in quickly, the ship coming down, the Astartes moving onto it, and going back up as the planet slowly embroils itself in a full-blown planet-wide civil war. However, what happens on that planet is unimportant to, well, past, having been on it, is unimportant to the Fidelis Angelus. They have their coordinates. It is not too far away. It is a sector called Caltheus. The planet is Caltheus Secundus. And the the destination is a remote mountain range on a completely peaceful Imperial agri-world. And as you are traveling through the warp, there is a reasonably dour mood on the ship, having lost now 3 brothers, one of whom veteran Scout Sergeant Enkadil. The Tech Marine are Sarathiel Datian and Morakil Otar. Heavy weapons expert and twin brother to Morakan Otar. There's time, so in that time that you're traveling, feel free to either highlight what your characters are doing, or any conversations that you feel need to be had before we get to the planet and you deploy again.
I think basically as soon as we are on the ship, Sergeant Tiger, the infiltration and treachery on this planet may go deeper than it appears. The retreat itself was suspicious. The artillery site looked ambushed. And the subject of interrogation seemed to know that things were changing in favor of chaos before it occurred. Seems there were plans. Perhaps we should advise that someone take a closer look, or ensure that it is cleansed.
Are there any indications of fallen on the planet? As I push away the auto artisan and put my my hood on and stuff.
Perhaps. No. Only the rumors that we heard. Perhaps spread deliberately so by the enemies to create fear and doubt. We saw nothing. No reports beyond rumors and no information from the interrogation subject is indicated as such.
See, I'm going to need 2 reports from you. One for the Circle. One for the Ordo Hereticus.
Very well.
Give them what you deem applicable.
I could have used Datian's help. I will gather some help and look at any further communications that have been monitored or intercepted from the planet. Perhaps I can find something useful in there that I can give to the Ordo Hereticus. Perhaps point them at someone, a traitor. I presume. Perhaps I shouldn't, but I assume that an Assumian or someone in his close counsel must be. I'm not as experienced a tactical mind as you, but that retreat seemed ill-advised. It seemed that it worked far more in favor of the enemy than it helped the defenders in any way.
Not a tactician, I'm a soldier. But I agree.
I'll see what I can find. I'll give the Order Hereticus what they think they're looking for. The Circle shall have my full report.
Just to slide in a little bit for you here. if you wanted, you could probably fully implicate the Nasumian as a traitor and heretic, which would heavily distract the Hereticus from everything else.
Yeah, that's the plan. Like, regardless of what I find, that's my plan. But I'd like to find something that just gives it a little, that makes them really excited. You know, where they could really catch the scent. I really wanna bait them towards that. So I'll be looking through this stuff, but my report is basically templated in my head as it's the Nasumian.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, at this point, like you're in
Astartes. Yeah, if there's any of the soldiers from the planet, they're all going to be like, "Why did we retreat? We retreated for no reason," and it was the Nasumian's order. Like he's at the very top, so regardless, he looks suspicious anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even if it's his close counsel that's been corrupted, he's still carried out their will.
He's still responsible.
He failed in his duty. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I was going to say was just like, you're an Astartes who could see he made a terrible decision, regardless if it was heretical or not. Motherfucker's at fault and will perish for it. Like, that's all you have to say. Like, you know what I mean?
You got multiple Space Marines killed. I mean, that's enough right there, man. It's just,
And it does help us as well because the Interrogator heard some dodgy shit, but then saw us fighting against heretics. And then we give him a little something. We didn't just like cut ties. We're giving them something.
Yeah, and what they were going to be unable to get without us, as far as they're concerned, because we got there, I started interrogating, and they'd already left because of the line advancing. So we did them a favor. I'll make sure it makes us look like we did them a favor for sure. Like I'll lean into it.
Chaplain.
Yes, Sergeant.
Brother, how many have you lost?
More than I'd like, though not as many as you, I expect.
How many have you given the order to lose them?
I've not been in a position to give orders. Not until recently, I suppose. I will be. It is a great burden, and I've been preparing a long time to take up. Regardless of how you may feel now, Brother Sergeant. You've carried it well. I believe you made the best decision.
You probably see on my desk the Oath of Purity seal from was it Enkidiel? Cassian Enkidiel? And it hasn't been treated as if I have completed my oath. I think they burn them, right? Or they singe them and put them somewhere. I'm not entirely sure. Right?
I don't know.
There.
The purity seal is on your armor. An oath of moment is... I don't know what they do with that.
So Oath of Moment is what they used to call purity seals back in the Heresy era.
Right.
And it kind of evolved into the purity with the whole, Imperium truth stuff. But I think Space Marines still do refer to them as Oath of the Moment. Oath of Moment as well. But it hasn't been completed and, filed or whatever they do. And it's just there. Disagree. I made a mistake. Regardless of making a mistake I had to make. Will you write me an oath?
I will. We draw close to our target, Brother Tiger. Focus on that. And once we are successful, let us both closely examine your decisions then. I do feel like I can convince you that you're not quite the failure you seem to feel you are in this moment. And I mean no disrespect, but I feel you are wrong. Not every success feels good. Not every correct decision feels like a victory. But in the grand scheme, I believe your decisions today were for the Emperor and brought us closer to his great vision.
Thank you. You do the Lion proud.
You honor me with your words.
We must prepare.
For the Emperor.
Later on in the journey, it's fairly early in the journey though. So this may happen before, this may happen afterwards, depending on when you have that conversation. I would say maybe a day after you're in the warp. The commander of the ship comes to your, let's say, quarters, which will kind of do for whether you're in your office or, wherever it is you are, Tykar. Reports to you with her lieutenant, who you were introduced to, but I'll give you a quick refresher. Well, actually, she gives you a quick refresher as ship commander Alistair Brawl, and my lieutenant Luther Valstein, Lord Tykar. I have come to submit myself before you to take responsibility for the delay in retrieving you and in causing the loss of two indispensable brothers of the Fidelis Angelus Chapter. I am presenting to you my replacement and will submit myself to your judgment and accepting of the Emperor's mercy. She is at full attention in full dress.
Man, being a leader sucks sometimes. Doesn't it, PG?
Jesus.
Holy fuck, dude. You're getting nailed with it.
Would you like to discuss out of Tygar's head for a sec?
Yeah. Yes, but combat situation. She told me when our extraction would arrive, and it arrived.
A little bit early, like a couple of minutes early, but yeah.
We were extracted.
You were extracted.
Yeah, I get it. Maybe she should. But this is the Dark Angels, and you're not part of us unless you have guilt. That's what drives a lot of Dark Angels.
Ooh.
Commander,
Lord,
do not accept your penance. You will redeem yourself in battle at the head of this ship. Am I understood?
Yes, Lord.
You may live.
Yes, Lord. And both her and the lieutenant walk out.
zero comforting words. Oh God!
As soon as the door closes behind them, both of them go.
Oh my God!
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
I'm not killing another one. Okay.
Oh my God!
I'm not killing another one. But I think that fits.
Yeah,
No,
it does. It's brutal, but it fits. Like there was just no emotion at all, but
Yeah, just-
that makes sense.
If
No days off, live with your guilt.
if it helps at all, if you were to have asked me, like, you know, the situation, like, there's not really much blame on her in terms of like what happened. Like, tactically speaking, there was no way to guess that the like the Imperial ships in the area would kind of converge for try and take out the ship, and like the delay was just something that was inevitable given the situation.
But she calculated it too. That's the other thing. It's like she
Almost
was
perfectly.
like she gave an estimate. It was a time. She went and held to that in a battle situation, even though it wasn't fast enough. She still there was no change of plans, no confusion and stuff like that. Like,
and made the best of the worst. And
true, but the reality does still exist that because of the delay, 2 Astartes were lost.
Yeah, but she also she told us when she dropped them down, they weren't gonna. That was like the only time they could do that, and there was like so she hit the windows like bookends and fucking nailed it, and was like did all she could. So,
but yep, Sheepy's right though.
Also,
there is a reality.
Two of my brothers just died.
Yep.
yeah.
Damn, man.
And even though Taikar fights with it, he knows an Astartes is worth a lot of humans.
Yeah.
So, at some point during this journey in the void, Maraban's gonna he assumes that Morkan's just like completely shut down somewhere. You could answer on this point, Morkan, because Maraban's also starting to shut down again because the gene seeds. But are you just kind of hanging out somewhere, not like kind of like in shock or what?
He's in the armory. He's still in his armor. And he hasn't really moved. He is sitting as much as you can sit in Terminator armor.
Oh, apologies for adding this little extra detail just to twist the knife, but you have lost your heavy bolter as well.
Right. Fucking Sheepy.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh God.
I'll say this right now. Anyone who tries to get Terminator armor off me must pay the price.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Fair enough. This is your price, brother.
Fair enough.
Took his brother away.
But Maraban,
yeah.
Maraban,
Yeah.
oh, so Maraban's just gonna track you down and just kind of sit next to you, and be completely not say anything, just sit next to you and just in silence, because it's not his brother, but it's like another. I mean, he is his brother, but so he's gonna just sit there with Morkan, not saying a word, just sit next to him.
And just for context, Morkan has been sitting here for like 2 days. Like, he's still in his armor. He's not moving. And he wouldn't say that he sat there that long with Maraban. Like, he's been there that long, and then Maraban comes around.
Yeah.
If he sits there, like, the one thing in this room, though, that I'll point out is across from him in the armory is Morakil's heavy plasma gun.
Plasma cannon, yeah.
Plasma cannon, right. He's just staring at it. And yeah, Morkan doesn't really say anything. He just sits there and he just... quiet.
And Mariban, he'll sit there for hours with him. And at some point, though, this is what he's going to do. He's going to go, "Have you eaten, brother?" It's just like going back to the conversation we had when Mariban was staring at the, like, at the gene seed, and just be like, "Have you eaten, brother?"
I mean, in character, Morkan just starts laughing. Just a real hearty fucking laugh. And I don't know. I feel like that scene is just good enough there.
Yeah.
He just
Fade out on Morkan laughing.
Yeah. That was brilliant. I was not seeing that coming.
Very nice callback, Rob.
Yeah, it was good.
Does anyone else have any scenes they'd like to do?
Yeah. Given another day or so, eventually, Morkan has left his armor. He is, he's not in he's not in armor. He's just in robe or whatever. And he goes to Tykar's quarters. And Brother Sergeant, do you have a moment?
Boss.
He opens the door and
I'm probably not in armor now, and I'm in robes. You can probably see my tattoos.
Is Morakil's name on you yet?
Yes, Morakil and Datian. I was actually having the tattoo when Nephir was giving me.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Is it visible?
I mean, you can see names on. There's a lot, so they're small, but you're a space marine. Maybe you can roll for it. See if you can see.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good opportunity. Do I would say probably awareness or investigation. I would say awareness, just based on the fact that it's not like you're not investigating his body, being like, "Oh, where's my brother's name?"
Yeah. That was a 2 out of 6.
I will let PG decide on whether that.
I mean, I would have said 1 because I'm not hiding it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just wearing my robes, right?
Yeah.
Which I probably because you caught me in my chamber rather than the war room.
Yeah.
I'd say you make note of it then. Yeah.
Okay. And there's a bit of a pause, and he goes, I'm glad my brother's glorious sacrifice has made its note upon the list of other brothers that you have served with. It makes me thankful.
Good soldier.
He was. I don't mean to. It's taken me many days to realize this. But you were right. We wouldn't have made it out. It had to be someone that could do the most damage. He had my bolter. And he is my brother. We let the sins of our past hang around our neck like chains. But this is one decision that should not add a notch to your chain. My brother died in honor and glory, the way any of us would wish to go. I'm sorry it was you who had to make the call.
Making decisions is difficult. Making decisions that big, impossible. Thank you, brother.
And Morkan does the full, and he walks away.
Oh, my fucking heart. Jesus Christ. This is Space Marines, dude.
Yeah. It's good shit, man.
Throughout the journey, there are services and chanting led by the chaplain, or like started at least by the chaplain, the servants of the Fidelis Angelus. Much like when Enkedil died, there was the funeral, but in this instance there are no bodies to recover. The mourning period actually lasts through the journey. With, as you travel through the ship, you will hear singing, chanting, and low somber music throughout the entire ship. However, as all journeys do, you finally reach the end. You find yourselves orbiting a completely peaceful planet. An agri-world supplies food to the nearby sector. Pretty low population. No challenges at all. You are welcomed and you are allowed to do whatever it is you're here to do. Not much in terms of planetary governor. Not much aside from the transport ships transporting food across the sector. You gather together, board the not strike craft, you're on the strike craft. Board the transport ship.
The Thunderhawk or?
Thunderhawk, yeah. And are taken down and deposited reasonably nearby the area given. You have been instructed that when you were given the information, Nephir essentially got the area. It's very obvious. It's a cave in the side of a mountain. We've got about 5 minutes walk to get to the cave.
We should probably infiltrate rather than march.
Yes, stealth and wariness will serve as well.
Question, because of the massive battle that Relic Armor was just involved in, is Morkan in his Terminator or is he in his normal power suit? Because we don't have a tech marine at the moment. I don't know what kind of got any Magos on board or anything.
Morkan probably would have said, like, I mean, like, you probably would have looked at the situation and it's like, I don't really need a Terminator, and we don't have the infrastructure to deal with it. It's not like a battle situation. So, I mean, yeah. I guess I can see arguments for either, but he'd defer to your judgment.
I would say it comes down to your judgment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably, well, yeah, what kind of, like, do we have any tech priests on board, or was... yeah.
I mean, yes, obviously, they are...
Lower level acolytes kind of things.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have probably got them to appease the machine spirit, but we're going to need a proper artificer to fix it up, and I'd rather not risk it for something like this.
Yeah.
And I think I would tell you that rather than ask you if you wanted to or not. Just think
it's probably preferable having more mobile as well.
And that helps with infiltration as well. So.
Yep. I literally would have just been like, okay.
I mean, you get to. I assume you're going to be wielding his plasma gun, so you get to use that now and like heavy like plasma. So like, probably makes more sense like this.
There are other heavy weapons in the armory.
Well,
Yeah.
but
It comes down to whether Morricon wants to or not.
Well, it's so the reason that he might not have is because his brother, and I feel like he would be kind of more reverential of like, that's not to be used anymore. And also, and arguably more importantly, tactically wise, we're going in, well, okay, actually, that's not true. Morricon doesn't know why the fuck we're here.
Yeah.
So, we know it's for one guy. Why would he need an anti-machinery, anti-material kind of a thing, a big
You guys
thing?
probably realize by now that we're hunting a traitor Astartes, though, right?
Do we?
I'm not
we
sure. Yeah, I don't think so.
I think as far as if Nefir had mentioned anything, it's we're trying to capture a target individual, and like stealth and mobility as a single individual, stealth and mobility is important. Like that would be.
It's been implied to Silas, but none of the other Marines.
Yeah. Morricon wouldn't ask questions. This is not his first rodeo.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this has happened before, and it's like, you're in the Dark Angels. If you're not in the know, don't fucking ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
so no Terminator suit. But
Okay.
weapons should bring it.
What weapon would you be bringing?
I kind of want to say Power Fist.
Okay.
Like the Power Fist, because I think you can still do that on regular armor. Power Fist, and then I have my bull pistol.
Okay.
So
Your
different.
fancy one.
Yeah, yep. Still have it.
It's got the flames on the side.
It does leave the squad without a heavy weapon.
That's right, though. You're right. Fuck. Is that something that Tykar would mention? If Morricon was just like, I'll have my power fist and my bolt pistol, and you would notice if we have the need for a heavy gunner, we wouldn't have access to it. Is that something that Tykar would say?
Yeah, it is.
Then
We are missing that. We're missing two at that point.
yeah. Then at that point, then Morricon would kind of just okay.
Would you
have to be the plasma cannon? We've probably got other heavy bolters.
Would you like to know what's available to you?
Sure.
There is a couple of plasma cannons. There are a few heavy bolters, not yours, but a few heavy bolters. There are also a couple of heavy flamers and one multi-melter.
What's the difference between a multi-melter and a flamer? Multi-melter is like precision heating.
Yeah, so a multi-melter is like, I mean, it can fuck pretty much anything up, but specifically it tends to be used, like flamers are like anti-personnel, like huge bathing in like multi-melters will go through a fucking tank.
Got it. Okay.
Multi-melters will go through Terminator armor, you know, like
Gotcha.
yeah. I'd say like the only thing with better penetration possibly is like a las cannon in terms.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the heavy flamer.
Okay.
And there's some internal metaphorical preferences going on with Morricon feeling the need for cleansing of a thing. the cleansing of a situation and a moment. And
I mean,
hey, what's better at cleaning stuff than fucking Narthesium based, or no, Promethium based burning fire.
There is also the aspect of the fire and the possible anger or passion that's currently, like, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is he taking a flamer?
Yes.
A heavy flamer?
Yeah,
Brother, get the flamer, the heavy flamer.
he had the choice of pretty standard heavy weapons, multi-melters, plasma cannons, heavy bolters, las cannons.
But yeah, heavy flamer.
I mean, if you were going into a full-on war with like huge tanks and etc., 100% multi-melter for that sweet tank killing. But...
Okay.
So, essentially, the floor is open, specifically to you, Sergeant Tykar, but to everyone in terms of approaching the cave. I will give you a very basic scenario, like setup for what you have. It is essentially mountainside, you know, like there's a pathway up to this mountain. There's a little plateau on the side of the mountain with it. It's reasonably defensible, but scans and etc. indicate no particular signs of defenses or anything really.
Okay, I think I'll ask everyone to hide down. This might be a job for me, I'm not sure. I mean, I would know this. What is stealth?
Why don't... if you do want to make a roll for stealth, or if anyone's going to try and stealth up, feel free to make a roll for stealth. Why don't you have a quick discussion on what you want to do? Purely because Sheepy needs to pee again. Don't know what's going on.
Out of character. What's your guys' agility like? Your stealth rolls? Because I know how good you are at certain things.
Decent. So I've got 8 die for stealth.
Okay.
I only got 3.
I got 8. How the fuck am I more stealthy than Maraban? Maraban is so confusing to me. What are you?
Oh no, it is 8. Oh, it is 8. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number. It's 8. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Well, I'm looking at.
We're all running the same.
Yeah.
I can't send the chaplain in because this is his mission. We're like on his mission right now. I can't send him in to have a look. Regardless of your stealth being 8, you're the heavy weapons guy. And you got a giant ass fucking like heavy flamer on you.
Give it to Lazriel.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's get Lazriel.
Give it to Lazriel.
Lazriel's a bit like hot-headed.
Yeah,
so
if
he might
goes
have high
in
agility.
and goes in too far and then
true.
Gets in a fight with a target, he'll try and see the fight through because he's just such a meathead in that way.
No, chat. He's not in his Terminator armor anymore.
No. Yeah, just I have the heavy flamer, but no Terminator armor. Oh my god.
I guess it would be me. I'll check with Sheepy in case anyone else is like, oh no, I'm the stealth master. But we don't have Engadil anymore, right?
No.
Yeah, we don't have any. He was our scout. Yeah.
Yeah, this would have been his job. I mean, the people.
Do you know who might be good at stealth because it's so fresh in their mind? Is it Akarian? The younger one? Who hasn't
the
been here
younger
long?
one? Yeah.
Oh
what
god.
If he goes in and sees the fucking the black armor with the red fucking dark angels on the
Welcome back to Sheepy Makes Impossible Decisions. Sorry, Sheepy Peaks Peachy. Sorry.
I think I should go. I should probably go.
You're the leader, though.
I think it's fitting.
Yeah, but technically on this mission, this is Nefia's mission. So I'm not subordinate, but if Nefia,
if there's a risk to be taken, then it should.
I think it's me. So that's going on in my head. Like,
I mean, basically,
we are
at
the
that
voice
point,
in your head.
There's only 2 options then, right? It's you two, and you can't send in Nefir, so you're the only option.
Yeah. Like we've got like strategic positions around the cave mouth, and we're all like listening closely for like sounds and stuff coming out of it, or for like It's like looking around outside for signs of foot traffic or any traps that might be set up near the entrance and stuff like that. So that's like what we're all doing at the minute. Looking for that stuff. I'll send a communication out to everyone. In this cave, we believe our target is hiding. We believe there is only one individual. There's only one we are seeking.
I affirm, blink, affirm.
Same.
They are to be retrieved alive. At all costs.
Lazrio.
Yes,
Another blink, affirm.
And I start to. So Taika had a discussion in his head, and these people were the voices in my head. I was considering everything. And I'm gonna sneak forward and try and get intel on the inside of the cave.
Okay.
For traps, seeing what's going on in there.
In that case, could I have a stealth, and could I have an investigation or awareness, or both?
Good fucking roll, dude.
I'm gonna go with awareness then.
So, shall I?
That's not bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, 4 and 3. 4 and 3.
That's a new name.
That is a 4 on awareness, so I will give the
It's
type.
got 2 6s though.
I was gonna say, I'll yes, partially because of that, but also because I will give the tie to Taika. So you proceed forward. You see no signs of any traps. In fact, you see just one pair of footprints, essentially, in and out. And you make it to essentially the lip of the cave. Peer in. There appears to be very minimal anything. You see a hooded figure sat on a rock over a fire. A fairly low fire.
Ooh.
Are we getting like blink commands to like come up a bit like behind you as you clear up to it?
No,
so you've got your support. No, okay.
Yet. Is he armed?
There is what I can only describe as an antique bolter.
Sheepy, you're doing this to me, aren't you?
Propped up by propped up on a rock nearby.
Oh shit.
I walk into the cave, stand up, and make my presence known.
How do you make your presence known? Just stand there?
Yeah, I just stand up, so you can probably hear the power. It's an Astartes. You can hear my power armor, just extend to full height, and I go into the cave and I look at him. I haven't drawn any weapons.
Yeah. The hood turns, and you hear, "Welcome, brother. Will you come and take a seat with me?"
Ooh, there is this rising hatred just building up in me. But also, it would be nice not to have to fight in the Astartes. So, when he says brother, I brother, but it's very measured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, I walk in and I take a seat.
Opposite him?
Yeah. Directly across. Is he sitting by a fire pit or something?
Yeah, you can see the shadow of the fire, you can see like the bottom of his mouth, kind of like his chin, and he's kind of like his head is like kind of slightly tilted towards you. So obviously, like the he says, "I assume you are here to take me back to the rock."
I am here to appease the guilt of the unforgiven.
You spend your lives seeking redemption for ills you did not commit and hating the perceived failures regardless of your successes.
Shit.
Nay. One brother's failure is all of our failure. I spend my life looking for redemption.
Oh.
The Unforgiven's quest to hunt down and erase me and others similar to me only highlight the high standards of expectation they place on themselves, resulting in the only ones unable to forgive them being themselves. I am afraid, brother, you have come to another failure. And he raises his hands and pulls back his hood, and you see like extension of a horn.
Oh, thank God.
And like purpley, like bubbly, like skin. On one side of his face. And he says, "Decades in the warp has slowly degraded me to the point where my transformation is only kept back through force of will. If you try and take me, I do not see you being able to contain what I will become."
So inside, I am utterly disgusted that like a brother has turned so far away from the light that it has physically changed him. You don't even hide your heretical ways. It shines out as an affront to everything the angels are, everything the angels aspire to be. Your treachery is so deep it sprouts from your face, brother.
Then correct the mistake of my existence and complete your failure, brother.
Yeah, I will blink, click, assault to everyone. And as I do that, I reach for my bolter and jump and try and shoot him. I'm gonna try and jump and roll into cover.
Would you so I'll tell you this right now, he's not gonna fight. He's essentially what he's saying is if you try and capture him, he's just going to stop fighting the demon that's slowly possessing him, and then you'll be fighting a demon. He's basically saying, fucking kill me, otherwise I'm gonna let this demon out.
Oh, right. Oh, so it's not a threat. It's a.
It is a ultimate.
Plea.
It is an. He's basically holding you hostage to a degree.
Oh, CP.
Go on a retcon that assault call because that's a fucking. You just press the nuke button. Like,
Cause okay, I need to
Yeah, absolutely.
track back some of those things. You have done it to me, haven't you? We're talking. Okay. If you don't know what Sheepy's just done, he's not given us a fallen. He's given us a risen.
I mean,
with corruption, so there is a bit of butter on that bread.
Oh yeah, for sure. I wonder how news got out of his existence on this world. It's almost like he disseminated that knowledge to his agents to feed to the Imperium.
Okay, all right. We need to dial. Go just a little bit.
Back. Essentially, the last thing he said to you then is, then erase the mistake of my existence and complete your failure.
A threat. You to unleash your ruinous filth upon me.
An ultimatum, along with the last request.
Request? After what you did to our gene sire, you're worthy of a request.
I feel at this point you have very little choice.
Humor me. Or humor you, you know what I mean? I will humor you. What is the request?
I know what waits me back on the rock.
You're cutting out, Sheepy, sorry.
Oh, apologies. I know what awaits me back on the rock. I have no interest in being at the pleasure of an interrogator chaplain. You can attempt to capture me, but as I have said, the only thing holding back the demon is my will at this point. What you will bring back to the rock will merely be a monstrosity of the warp.
oh shit, dude.
So, and he kind of peers at you for a second. Sergeant.
Oh, and the sergeant really stings as well.
I suggest you put an end to a warrior who has been thrown through 10,000 years and billions of miles.
Oh, fuck me. Like, I should kill him. Taika, kill him. Taika, kill him. Kill him. Oh, but Taika's like, no. I've got a job to do. I'm not gonna kill him because I'm stupid and.
Complete your failure, Tykar.
Shall we visit the mind for a moment?
Yeah, please. This is hard. You've made me make some really horrible choices, you absolute. And this is the worst.
Welcome to the responsibility of command.
Yeah, dude. Fucking laying it on thick, man. Holy shit.
You asked for this, Sergeant.
Yeah.
So, to help your thought process, there's no way to capture him. At best, you will attempt to capture him. He will stop fighting the possession that's slowly taking over him. And
That is actually a good question. Because I've not thought about this before, even though I've been involved in some really bad heresy, some pure archenemy, traitor god, like ripping them apart with my own hands. What's my level of horrors of the warp knowledge, would you say?
I would say, given your experience, pretty heavy. Like, you'd be expecting, at the very least, like a lesser demon. Something that you could probably deal with, but like, I would say, odds on, you're gonna lose at least one soldier in the fight, most likely, depending on what demon turns up. And hey, if it ends up being something horrific like a bloodthirster, then good damn.
Oh, hey, Velikor!
How's it going there, buddy? You doing Scarbrand? What you up to?
Yeah, okay.
It might be worth chatting to the others as well, but if like, my take is you're in a lose-lose.
Yeah, I am, and that's why it's a difficult choice. He is beyond. But we're supposed to take in a fallen. But he will no longer be a fallen if we try to take him. He will be a demon. We're not going to take on a demon.
Well, and even if you did take on a demon and capture it or whatever, like, they're going to be like, what the hell are you doing bringing this here? Whereas, again, well, you know what? I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let the other three throw in their thoughts as well.
Yeah, what are your thoughts? We're not conversing.
No, this is just...
I think our thoughts are, man, so glad PG has to make this decision, right, guys? Oh, sorry, that's super mean.
I would say Morkan would see the horns and pull the trigger. Because he doesn't know he's a fallen.
I also feel like after you've lost 3 soldiers in the last couple whatever months, there's no way you would let us, because you knew what would happen. If you lost more soldiers because of your inability to you would be adding names to your own chest that haunts
what a
you.
Phrase, adding names to your own chest.
I think if you were to think, what would Pius tell me in this situation? You probably hear his previous words of, not every right decision feels good. Not every decision that leads to a negative outcome is the wrong decision. Sometimes it's such a great burden to make these decisions, but you handle it well.
That rings in my mind, and I can almost hear it as if he is talking inside my head. And in one motion, I pull out my power sword, ignite it, and take off his head.
And as you pull out your power sword, it ignites and crackles. The face of the fallen turns up very slightly into a smile. As the sword descends down towards the neck, the camera fades out, and we end there.
Oh. Ooh. Man.
I will clap after I've just said this. You sheepy.
Sorry.
Amazing. What a fucking ending. What a fucking ending, man.
Yeah.
Sorry,
what the
guys,
hell?
you didn't get to be involved in the ending.
You know what? No, I like it that way.
I had already discussed to his sheepy that if that I was involved, I was going to end up dying anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, there's no way that the fucking Mariband would not go sacrifice. Losing 2 more gene seeds? Fucking hell no.
Yeah, I think
was
like, if it came down to it, and if you had to make like, this decision, it's probably better to bring a fallen's body back than bring back a couple of dead Astartes who died to a demon because we didn't make the tough decision to give up on our. That I mean, like the game, like, that is.
God just threw away his captaincy.
so
Like we are all ship commander Debral right now. We had to make the best of a shitty situation, and we feel really bad about it. And like we should be punished, but no one else could have really done any better.
So, in honor of Morkill, as we do this outro. Rest in peace, brother. Yeah, we've got a little bit of time before we need to finish things up. We've already done all the standard outro things. So what I'm going to do is very quickly, before you guys get going, I'm going to read out the super chats.
Yeah, let's do it.
We have... I can't see his full name, goddamn. Commissar Chaplin, I believe is that Radke? Let me see if I can... I can't. Yes, so Commissar Chaplin, I summon the Pyrebrand Squig in attack mode.
Please don't.
That is a reference to a squig I brought into being in one of my very, very old 40K shows. It was a bag. Essentially, it was a bag of holding, but a squig. And they used to put stuff in it. It was part of a. It was either Dark Heresy or Rogue Trader. I can't 100% remember. But
that's amazing.
They gained a squig that became like their dog that would store all their gear and stuff.
God,
oh my god!
This is a squig.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it basically acted like a bag of holding.
Aren't squigs more of a fantasy thing than a 40K
no,
thing?
they're in 40K. Yeah.
Okay. I know they have models in fantasy and whatever, but yeah.
Next up we have Corval. Thank you for the super chat, sir. Cadia stands.
It stands.
Cadia stands.
I mean, Cadia does stand right now in Fallen. It hasn't been destroyed yet.
Shit.
Maybe it's nebulous time zone. You don't know.
True. If any of you have tried the new Rogue Trader game by Owlcat, how have you been enjoying it? I've been watching it. It looks really cool.
It is. I'm enjoying it more than Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh
shit, dude.
I from what I've seen of it, it looks like very promising. Very interested in it. But then I went and read the Steam reviews and they're like bugs and blah 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 and problems. And I'm doing what I did with Cyberpunk. I'm gonna wait until they've patched it. And hopefully I won't wait like however many years it was with Cyberpunk, which I just finished.
To be honest with you, with the bugs, it's just like silly little things.
Okay.
It's just launched. It's not like we've launched this too early and it's not finished. It's just like, oh, there's a bug here and a bug there. I've been trying to convince Chippy to play it because the writing is so good.
Yeah, it seems very
Combat is
promising from what I've
phenomenal.
seen. Yeah.
If it had the visual clarity and the voice acting from Larian, it would blow it out of the water. But it's so damn good. I've been binging it.
I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 has enough bugs. It's not like you're getting a bug-free experience playing Baldur's Gate 3. So, I mean, with massive games, you can... Yeah, I haven't played it. I just watched Co play it a little bit, and I just saw lots of dialogue. So, yeah, I haven't seen much of the combat. I saw the ship combat looked interesting. So, I
haven't got to that yet.
Yeah, I saw him playing it a little bit, but, like, I haven't seen the actual mission combat at all. So I was interested in seeing that. So with how much dialogue there seems to be in that game. And the problem with that, I would be streaming it and I would be like reading all that dialogue and I think it would murder me.
I stopped streaming it so I could play it.
I'll just say mine is very, very quick.
Okay.
I have ADHD to such a degree that I can't fucking play a game like that for a long time, but I love the fact that everybody is having so much fun with it. Yeah. So there we go.
So Damned Man. Thank you very much, sir. This is a question for everyone. What is the best part of the show you have been in?
Oh, that the second action scene on the second planet where we were just like, breach, go, stairs, boom, bam, that was so cool. Fucking cool, man. It was so fast, and we were just all like, what was it? Nafir walks through a wall. Whoever it was, like, that was sick. Fucking Mariband one taps a fucking orc war boss. Like, the action of this show has been concise yet really memorable.
I mean, Tykar fighting the war boss was fucking epic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Pretty legit. It's
Yeah.
pretty legit.
Is this best part of the show? Scenes after, isn't it?
Yeah.
So best part of the show has been Morrican growing through what I hope is Tykar's input.
Yeah.
To forge him to be better, which is just tragic because he sent his brother to die. But like the understanding of like the humans to him when like after that salvo he was letting off, like that little moment of clarity that he got is like, oh, I understand what we're fighting for. Like it just, yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Like what I was going for with Tykar, who's trying to wise and instill wisdom, not in a chaplain way, in a completely different way. And watching Morrican like respond to that has been really good. Conversely, Maraban not. Do you know what I mean? Maraban is still fucked up. Yeah, and that's difficult. Like, because you do it, you want your character arc, right?
Yeah.
But to be like, no, I'm flawed. You start off flawed and you finish off flawed. Yeah. Like that was actually.
And he's
really...
been trying, but
that's the thing, is that it's not like resilience out of just like I don't want it, my character wouldn't change. It was like you have given your character honest chances and yet they still have struggled, which is cool because that's a rarely seen thing. It's either they grow, they change, or they don't because they're stuck in the mud. Not they don't, but they tried.
Yeah,
you know, that's cool, man. That is cool.
I had fun with it. I had a blast doing it. Like it's because it's like I know like I haven't had that the knowledge base a lot of you guys have had with the 40K universe. I just tried to throw it in from my perspective of what this guy would be doing and just something like I put a lot of what I've been through this year into that character, so I had a blast doing it. So it was a good time.
Zacordicus?
Yeah, I mean, like I've had little tastes of 40K throughout the years, but this has been like my first time to really sink my teeth into it and get into it, and to play something as iconic as a chaplain.
That's very cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Suits you. It suits you.
Yeah, like as I settled into the character, was right around when the character was putting on his chaplain gear. So like that just lining up and like everything just felt right in that moment. That was really nice for me.
You nailed a chaplain, dude.
You did. You really did nail a chaplain, man.
I will say the best part of the show for me has been being able to portray a Space Marine story that shows their flaws and humanity without having them feel human, if you get what I mean. Like they still felt like Astartes, but it wasn't just action packed, you know, like trumpets, like smacking on people, like destroying people. It was also like the doubt, the guilt, the everything in there that specifically in this instance for Dark Angels, but just Space Marines in general, they have a lot of...
Yeah, you're right. We did a really good job, guys.
Finally, because we are on a bit of a time crunch here. Angry Potato, thank you very much, sir. Internet is acting up, so I'll have to catch the VOD. What was everyone's favorite scene in the series? I'll throw mine out very quickly. I think my favorite scene, oh god, recency bias makes me want to say the final scene because I just really enjoyed that.
It was really cool. Yeah,
yeah, I enjoyed that a lot.
I think I would say my favorite. No, someone else go. I can't. I need to think.
I'll go with something.
Okay.
Tykar giving Morrican that pistol was a fucking that was a pretty fucking cool thing. Just because it showed that beginning of Morrican just like growing as a character.
Yeah.
And I really like that. So.
Hell yeah. I would say
I'm sifting through multiple scenes and like I'm not sure which one.
The chaplain speech. You wrote a fucking speech, my dude. Like, yeah, you did. Like, it was holy shit. You wrote a damn speech. And it was really memorable.
I have mine. It's very specifically the transition from the awesome action scene with the Gene Stealers to the death, the montage to the death of the veteran scout sergeant. It shows you how effective Space Marines are and how ineffective they can feel. I like that.
Shit, dude, that's a really good point. That was a really well set up like situation of like they're kicking ass. Wow, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to use my own scene?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Because that's a bit narcissistic, but
go for
the first hard choice that Taikar really made when he told the ship to fire upon the guard.
Yeah.
That was so sick, dude.
That was really cool.
It was like, ooh.
Sorry, that's my own scene, and it feels a bit weird. But
No,
I was
dude.
like, that's fucking cool.
That was a cool scene. Everybody was on the edge of their seats, like, oh fuck!
Sheepy, in the Wandering in Fallen canon, did that planet get wiped out?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Yeah. I mean,
like in the Fallen canon, the planet you were just on, like went into full rebellion, kicked the Imperial Guard off the planet, massacred a lot of them.
But there were some other Space Marine legions on the way, weren't there?
Yes, they essentially. Well, so the reason why what happened is the planetary governor, who was actually the ringleader of the rebellion, was intending on bringing in a few reinforcements to trap them and then ambush them. When Astartes turned up early, he thought the timeline had been moved up, which is why he panicked and why he...
So we actually ruined his plan.
Yes.
Because now they'll show up and see the planet in complete full swing rebellion. They'll have my report as well to the other Hereticus. Yeah. They
essentially they siege the planet and they bring in more reinforcements and then just decimate it.
Nice.
Reclaim the planet, put in a new governor, start rebuilding. But that's why he seems so nervous and desperate to please you and etc. Because he was desperately trying to rearrange his plans because he thought you were the beginning of more reinforcements he couldn't handle.
Man, you really should have killed that guy.
But it's just one of those things that didn't come up, so I was like, I guess I'll explain that at the end. However, yes, thank you very much. We're going to end here, and we're going to end quite quickly because we're even over the extra allotted time we were given. So thank you very much for watching. We will be having conventional warfare next year. Check out the Discord, check out the Twitter for announcement when exactly that will start, but it will be beginning of January. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you to all of the patrons. I have some little bits of content coming out for you. Bloopers maybe sometime before the end of the year for Duakma Outlook, and some stuff going up on the Patreon as well. Thank you very much. Go check out everyone in the description. Give them a follow, give them a look. And we will see you next year. Well, I will see you next year. I'll have these. I'll have these.
You might see me next year. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll have these. I'll have these guys in a show very soon. Again, I don't imagine. See you later, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.